positioning could happen as we see the players coming in and getting very carefully wanded these days. And of course, along with this very lucrative prize fund, which you mentioned, we're very happy that Brian Priester is continued his success. Notice, by the way, in the game between Lanier and Perugia, we have an open Sicilian on the board, and
looks like a Najdorf,
likely Najdorf.
And Lanier has plenty of ideas against the Najdorf. He is one of the more, I think, concrete and the more sort of well-prepared players against the Najdorf, and he never shies away from a theoretical discussion, sort of at the forefront of White's tries to achieve something. After e6, I have a feeling what will happen is a move h2, h4, which I myself played against Vachier. And I don't know, maybe it's a kind of a weird one, because I got introduced to the existence of this move when we were playing training games against Gary. And Gary showed me this idea, and I kind of barely equalized. And then a few months after that, I just suddenly got this against Vachier on the white side. I was very surprised to,
happily introduced h4 to practice.
And I had a bit of a pull in that game, but as is often the case with my games against Vachier, did not
explain how it goes.
Yeah, did not get very far. No, I actually have like 1 or 2 victories against Vachier, short attack controls. It's just a classical that is completely hopeless. So after e6, I think h4 is.
Do you recommend e6, by the way?
I felt from the black side, I felt that e6 is the most kind of precise way to play, or at least the most critical way to play, because if you don't remove the knight from the d5 square, it makes it much harder for white to play knight b1 c3.
Right.
It also somewhat limits the bishop on g2, as you're indicating. So we're trying to play knight c6, let's say, I don't know, b6, bishop a6 in an ideal scenario, or queen e7, rook d8, and we are trying to continue asking white, so what are you doing about this knight on d5? What is your way of dealing with it? And h4, interestingly, is an attempt to answer this exact question, because you kind of want to play h5, of course, and if knight c6, you also have this idea of playing bishop g5.
Oh, bishop g5.
Yeah, this is an additional thing that exists once you've played h4. Of course, provoking f6 is going to be in our favor because it closes down the bishop on g7.
Right.
And if the queen goes somewhere, like if you play queen b6, for instance, you can play knight c3 here and start kind of gambiting some pawns here, because the bishop on g5 followed up with eventually with h5, h6 ideas will be interesting. We also are now controlling the d8 square for the rook. We've lured the queen to perhaps not the most ideal square on the board. Bishop d7 is now not really very easily playable if the d-file gets open, if the d5 knight departs, I mean. So there's this idea. There's also some other ideas on the queen b6. So all of this, I think, makes h4 extremely playable.
Wow.
It shouldn't really give white any particular advantage necessarily, but it's definitely, it should lead to a position which is
on G4.
Yeah, you can even throw in Rook A8, King H7, and even in that position, White has absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
But
which is
Rook F1, Rook F1 check, Rook F1 check.
Yes.
But even after the check, with the F7 pawn hanging, it is still just an immediate Rook F4.
Exactly.
King E7, Rook takes E4 check, and then Rook takes G4. Like I collect everything.
It's a harvest.
Yes.
So Rook King G8 and Rook A8 check on the board. Oops. Yeah, that's King G7. And I think the players are actually looking at each other and beating the position 3 times. So 3 draws, and that does leave us with.
And Lanier has played finished on check, so we could actually have everything disappear off the boards at exactly the same time, and then a bit of a queue here.
Right.
Storm our studios.
I remember this. This is a classic. I really didn't like playing in these tournaments, these round-robin tournaments in Europe, and I didn't really have a lot of choice. So what happened is we would always have the starting around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, except for the very last round, 9 o'clock in the morning, completely throwing all the players off their usual schedule so that they could have the closing ceremony.
Chennai Olympiad.
Yeah, Chennai Olympiad. And it was a Hastings tournament, and